From rehab to religion, how my family got addicted to the church and kicked me out. Welcome to the truth for today. They say rock bottom will teach you lessons that mountaintops never could. But what happens when the place that helps you up becomes your next addiction? Let me tell you a story. One that turned my world upside down and opened my eyes to the dark side of what so many call church. It starts like this. 95% of the people in this church community are ex-addicts, former drug users, alcoholics, broken people looking for healing. First, they go to rehab, then to a halfway house, and finally, they're handed off to the church. But here's the dangerous part. The programming starts at rehab, not just recovery. Programming. They're told that Jesus saved them, that without the church, they'd be dead. So now they feel they owe their lives to the church. That's the hook. They're clean, but now they're hooked on something else, something more socially acceptable. The church becomes their new addiction.
Breaking news.
They used to give their money to drug dealers or bottle stores. Now they give it, faithfully, to the church. Tithes, offerings, special seeds. Same behavior, different altar.
Welcome and thank you for calling.
But here's where the manipulation gets even more clever. These churchgoers don't just sit in pews, they start serving the church every Sunday, some even during the week. They feel guilty if they don't. They call it serving Jesus, but all they're doing is working for free, proving loyalty to a system that doesn't pay them, doesn't value them, and in many cases, completely replaces their identity. They'll invite spouses, parents, kids, friends. Before you know it, one recovered addict has brought 10 more people into the fold. That's how the church multiplies, without spending a cent. It's a brilliant business model. Rehab, loyalty, labor, recruitment, customer for life. Let me bring this home with a personal story, the one that inspired me to start this channel. I was in a tight financial spot. I asked if I could stay with a family member, my cousin and her husband. They said yes. I was grateful. They gave me the loft above their lounge. Out of the way, peaceful. I even helped my cousin's husband with his failing business, supervising workers trying to rebuild things. And guess what? It started working. My old business complemented his, and within 2 months we were making decent money. I told him to use his share of the profits to fix what he had broken, to make things right. We had a good Christmas, a peaceful New Year. Then one weekend, I went to the coast with my girlfriend. It was just a normal break. I return and he sends me a message. "Oh, I thought you moved out. I've moved my son into your room." No warning, no heads up, just replaced. I asked to stay in the outside lapa. Mosquitoes, no comfort, but I didn't complain. A few days later, my uncle calls me over for a beer and drops a bomb. He and my aunt were also asked to leave, even though they were paying rent. I start noticing strange things in the house. Their 13-year-old son, rude, no manners, addicted to TV games, wouldn't go out with the family, buried in screens, and no one disciplined him. And then it all started to make sense. The parents were too busy serving the church. Sunday mornings, gone by 6:30 a.m., back after 2 p.m., weekdays, work until evening, no family time, no parenting, no balance. My aunt, scraping by with a tiny cleaning business, was also serving for free, week after week. When I asked about it, she said, "I'm serving Jesus." I said, "No, you're serving a business disguised as a church." She shut me down, defended it like it was sacred. That's when I saw it. This wasn't faith, this was indoctrination. One night, over a quiet beer with my uncle, we talked about how bad things had gotten, how their son was out of control, how the church had changed them. And yeah, I said it, this church is a cult. I wanted my cousin's husband to overhear. I hoped maybe, just maybe, it would spark reflection. But instead, he stormed into the room and told me to pack my bags. You need to leave. Now. No conversation, no hearing me out, just like that, I was out on the street, for trying to help, for speaking up, for saying what no one else had the guts to say. And here's the worst part, they defended the church over family. My own cousin said to me with her mouth, church comes first before everything. Let that sink in, before family, before kids, before truth. That's when I realized, this church didn't save them, it stole them. If you've experienced something similar, if someone you love has been swallowed by the cult of church, I want to hear from you. Comment below, was I unfairly treated, or do you see what I see? Let's open the conversation. Let's shine a light on what's really happening behind the cross. This is the truth for today. If this message hit home, like, comment, subscribe, we're just getting started. And trust me, there's a lot more truth to tell.